Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Most Accurate Podcast. I am your host, Jennifer Akins. With me, as always, Justin Edwards. Justin, happy week 14. How are you?
I'm great. We got a ton of snow last night, so I'm looking forward to go trounce through it this afternoon.
Yeah, no snow here. Yeah, Colorado is sitting in a pocket of climate change right now. I haven't even worn a jacket yet.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we did. No, I shouldn't say that. I did wear a jacket yesterday morning when I took my kid to school. But it was already like 50 by the time, we had a dusting, I think, on over the weekend. We had some sort of a dusting, but luckily the mountains have snow. So those of you that are going to come out here to ski, you will enjoy yourself. But in the Denver metro area, there's not a lot going on. I believe the high today is 50.
Oh, wow.
Which is still flip-flop weather for me. So, yeah, it's not cold yet. But anyway, enjoy your trouncing in the snow. Did you have a good Thanksgiving?
Yeah, it was long and eventful. A lot of food. I spent most of yesterday just recovering. I didn't really move at all. Just
recovering from food, beverages, both?
Food and travel, and I guess some beverages. Who could say?
Who can say? Well, welcome to the streaming show, everybody. We are at week 14. We are 1 week away from playoffs in most leagues. If you play in a normal league, if you don't, then maybe you're a few weeks away. Who knows? But yeah, so hopefully you guys are in the playoffs with a bid there, or you're right on the cusp, fighting your way in. Yeah, we're going to do streamers today: quarterback, tight end, kicker, defense. Before we get into that, let's go over last week's streaming extravaganza and see how we did. So if those of you that were here, maybe those of you that weren't, I was very adamant about the fact that quarterback was disgusting last week. And it lived up to its disgustingness. I only gave out 3 guys. I will say one, Tyler Shuck, was quarterback 12. So we did have one starter. Quarterback 12 with 17.4 points. My first give out was Cam Ward, who ended up being quarterback 28 with 6.3. I'm sorry, I gave out 4 actually. Kirk Cousins was quarterback. Yeah, I did. Kirk Cousins was quarterback 20 with 13.4. And Tua Tagovailoa was quarterback 29 with 4.7 points. So not a great week, but I did not pretend that it would be. So there you go.
Yeah. You were pretty clear on that.
I was very clear. How's tight end for you?
Tight end was all right. It was kind of it was like a couple weeks ago where tight end scoring was just flat across the board. So if you didn't hit on these guys, it probably didn't matter all that much. Brenton Strange was the tight end 5 with 12 points. That's all it took to be the tight end 5 last week. Okonkwo was the tight end 25, and Mike Gesicki tight end 36, both with between 3 and 5 points. Darren Waller was the tight end 22. He did almost come down with a touchdown, which would have made him legitimately like the tight end 6 had he caught that ball. And then Taysom Hill, after his 10 rush performance in week 12, carried the ball 1 time. And he also had, I believe, 1 catch. He was the tight end 52.
Oof.
So not great there. But we got the tight end 5. So
nice.
I'll hang my hat on that.
You should. Kicker was kind of a mixed bag. It was a stars and scrubs week. I gave out 5 kickers. 3 of them were in the top 8. So I guess it's a good, and then the other 2 were horrendous. So that's how that goes. Andres Borregales, who, I've every week is my main guy. He is off this week, so we don't get to talk about him.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. Andres Borregales was kicker 3 with 15 points. Followed by Riley Patterson, kicker 4 with 14 points, and Will Lutz was tied for kicker 8 with 9 points. So we had 3 guys in the top 8. Can't complain there. And then Harrison Mevis and Mike Badgley both tied for kicker 22 with a whopping 4 points. So that happened.
Hey, but you avoid the goose egg.
Yeah, no goose egg whatsoever. And we had 3 guys in the top 8. So, I mean, considering they all have to be rostered under 40%, I'm pretty proud of that.
Right, exactly. DSTs were actually super good, way better than tight ends. All 4 were top 12 options. Chargers scored 8 points against the Raiders. They were defense 10. Both the 49ers and the Dolphins scored 11 points. They tied for the defense 6. And the Bucks scored 7 against the Cardinals as the defense 11. So we had 6, 6, 10, and 11. Far better
That's
than
good.
what the tight ends look like this week.
You can give yourself a little pat on the back there, Justin. That's not bad.
I will.
All right, let's get into the weird sport of the week. We have veered from holiday-ish type sports because we're in between, even though, people are in full-on Christmas mode.
Right.
I am not. So I'm going to go ahead and give us, we have Swamp Soccer this week. Interesting. I actually ended up going down a rabbit hole of Swamp Soccer videos.
Did you?
It's kind of cool. So basically it's a modified version of football / soccer, wherever you live. It's played in just a pit of mud, a muddy pitch. It originated in Finland. It originated as a training exercise for skiers, but it's crazy. I mean, first of all, they have to duct tape their shoes on because, you are literally in like a bog of, and it's just kind of chaotic. There's a lot of different, like there's no offside rules or anything like that because I don't think you can move very fast. Yeah, basically there's minor pushing and pulling allowed. People get caked in mud, that kind of thing, but it's kind of fun. I can't imagine it. It's like playing any kind, not like, but similar, I guess, to playing something on the beach, right? Where you're just like, it's exhausting. Like I can imagine.
Right. Yeah. I was just thinking about how much this would hurt my butt.
Yeah, it would hurt a lot of things. You're in, and it's not just like kind of muddy, right? Like I grew up in Florida. I played soccer my entire life, all the way through. I played through college, but like we had a lot of absolutely rainy games where it's nasty and it hurts. Like you hit the ball like with your head, with your thigh, whatever it is, it hurts. But this is like inches and inches of thick mud.
These people are deep,
very deep. So yeah, I assume it's very good training, both for cardio and for your legs, all the various muscles in the legs. But yeah, so final wrap up, I'd do it.
Yeah, I would definitely do it. Also, I would love to go to Finland.
So I would like to go to Finland too. That's where it originated, but it's all over the place. I was watching videos from Russia, all these different, it's kind of made its way around. I would totally do it. I don't know how good I would be, especially right now at this point in my life, cardio wise, but I definitely have a good left foot. Like I said, I played soccer my whole life. So, but I don't know how well your kicking accuracy can be in this kind of condition.
Right. How do you even plant? I guess you can plant, but then you can't unplant.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, I did read, and I can't find it now because, but yesterday when I was doing the research, I saw, I don't remember which, it wasn't the Finland version. It was whatever version, but if you, oh gosh, now I can't remember it. Great. Sorry. That makes for a fantastic podcast. It was like some weird rule that if you do something, you have to wear a bag over your head for the rest of the game. But
wow. Okay.
Yeah. I can't remember what it was. Like it's some sort of penalty or something, you have to like kiss the person's boo-boo and then wear a bag over your head or something. I meant to save it and then I didn't, and I'm sorry. But I gave you guys a little bit of that. So
yeah.
Anyway, there's Swamp Soccer. That is our, I don't even know what consecutive weird sport of the week, but we're still going.
Oh yeah. Many. You got to be like close to 100.
We've done a lot, and there's a lot left. It's the pickings are slimmer than they were back 2 years ago when I started this segment, but we're going to continue to do it until there's absolutely nothing left, which I don't think that'll happen. I think there's an endless supply,
right?
Because people are weird and people like sports, and that's just how it is, right? All right, let's get to what you all came for, which are the streamers. Reminder, everyone has to be under 40% rostered in Yahoo leagues to make our lists. Let's see, we got a couple questions from Sam, but I think one is a tight end, so we'll hang on to that till we get to tight ends. Tyrone Tracy injury news. Is he worth holding on to as a late round keeper? Oh, for next year's draft with Cam Scatterboo issues. Or Singletary hold too much value. Oof. I don't know. I'm going to default to you, Justin, because you're a Tyrone Tracy guy.
I know. I am, but I also wouldn't. I'm not in a keeper league. Unless you got him. Yeah. I would just take him in the last round next year if you can. And if you can't, I don't know that it's even that big of an issue. They're not even giving him a huge role when it's Devin Singletary competing with him. So
yeah,
if they bring in someone else as well as getting Cam Scatterboo back, Tyrone Tracy might be like a special teamer.
Well,
Sadly.
R.I.P. Yeah. Look, he had some good weeks.
Right. He had a good rookie season.
He did. And a couple good weeks this year. All right, let's get to quarterbacks first. Once again, not a great week. And I know it sucks because there's 4 teams on bye. You're probably having to replace at least Drake May and Brock Purdy if you've been, I assume you're used to replacing Brock Purdy.
Right, yeah.
He really hasn't been around.
You'd be well-versed at this point.
But the other 2, Bryce Young, I doubt is anyone's starter. And same with Russell Wilson / Jameis Winston / whatever's happening. Dart. Anyway, all right, let's get back to this week. Not great, but I've got only 3 names, and really only 2 I like. But I can't just come with 2, so we have 3. The number 1 streamer I have this week is Tyler Shuck on the road against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He is only 7% rostered, so he is widely available for you if you need him. He's coming off a QB12 performance, so not bad. He had 239 yards and 2 touchdowns. Plus, he actually had a rushing 2-point conversion. The Bucs are 24th in adjusted fantasy points allowed to the quarterback. They are permeable against the deep ball. They have 42 completions against them over 20 yards this year. So, and then, Shuck in the deep ball with Olave. I know he dropped one last week that he should have had for the win. As a Dolphin fan, I'm cool with that. However, so be it. But yeah, so Tyler Shuck, he's my number 1 guy. If you are streaming this week, hopefully you're not, like I said, not fantastic options. Second guy I have here is Tyrod Taylor against Miami. He's at home in New York against Miami. He's only 4% rostered. So once again, widely available for those of you that need him. He was the quarterback 6 last week against Atlanta.
It's wild.
He gets a Miami defense that sits 25th against quarterbacks. Dolphins defense, I mean, they're not great. They only have 4 picks on the year. Like, it's just, they're permeable, as I say.
Permeable.
So yeah, Tyrod, decent option, and he's free in 96% of leagues. So if you're scrambling, I think those 2. The third guy who's farther down, who's pretty gross, it's in that same matchup, is going to be Tua Tagovailoa, in the elements, possibly in New York. He is 19% rostered. Not a lot of volume there for old Tua in the Miami offense. They're very run heavy. The Jets are 20th against quarterbacks. When they played in week 2, Tua had 177 yards and 2 touchdowns, which is not awful. So
yeah, that's a Tua line.
It's a Tua line. You know what you're getting. If you need him, he's there. So there you go. Shuck, Tyrod Taylor, and Tua Tagovailoa are the 3 quarterbacks, with a big asterisk that it's gross.
It is pretty gross, but what are you going to do?
What are you going to do? All right,
these are options,
right? All right, we're going to move on to tight ends. What do you have?
Tight ends. A pretty decent week, or it looks like it's going to be a pretty decent week. We've got Brenton Strange again. Luckily, I think this will probably be our last week to talk about Brenton Strange.
Yeah.
His yardage output fell back to earth last week after he hit 93 yards in week 12, but he did find the end zone, so that evens itself out in long run. The slight production dip didn't have anything to do with deployment. He still had a 75% route participation, but they also won 25-3, so Trevor Lawrence only dropped back 32 times. We should expect more dropbacks this week against the Colts. It's a 48.5 point total, which is tied for the 3rd highest on the week 14 slate. The Colts currently sit at 27th in tight end AFPA, and they're allowing 72 yards per game to the tight end position, which is second in the league behind only the Cincinnati Bengals. Brian Thomas Jr. is back. Parker Washington left last week. I didn't see any updates about him coming back in full for week 14, but still, Strange is good. And he's available in 67% of Yahoo leagues. Our other top play of the week is Darren Waller, Old Man Waller. His first game back from his IR trip, he had a pretty decent 65.5% route participation. He was tied with Devon Achane and Malik Washington in routes run. Only finished with 2 for 47. He did come down in the back of the end zone with 1 foot out in the 4th quarter. So that would have been 3 catches for 60 yards and a touchdown, which, like we said earlier, would have been probably top 5 numbers.
Right.
So he only finishes the tight end 22 last week, but we've seen a guy that has red zone presence and a pretty deep ADOT, surprisingly. Tua hasn't been chucking the ball deep down the field too often, but Waller's 12.6 ADOT is only behind Terrence Ferguson, as if we're looking at like full-time tight ends. So he's catching balls deep down the field, or he's being targeted deep down the field, and he's a red zone presence. So I think Waller is good here against the Jets. And even if you have someone and you have some free space on your bench, I think it's a pretty good stash as well, even if you aren't going to play him this week for whatever reason. After those two, I should say Waller is available in 70% of Yahoo leagues. After those two, it takes pretty, not steep, but pretty big step down here. As we start off our deeper plays, I've got Harold Fannin against the Titans. I guess there's more than one Titan. 11 Titans.
Are there though?
Yeah, right. Exactly. It's just the one Titan, actually.
Yeah. I mean, is there even a Titan?
Titanus.
I don't know.
Yeah. The Browns offense continues to be pretty miserable, but Harold Fannin has caught 25.9% of Shedeur Sanders completions, and he has 22.6% of Shedeur Sanders yardage over these last 2 games.
I finally put Njoku on he was on dead weight this morning.
Yeah,
he's out.
He's finally getting dropped in my Scott Fish Bowl. I was worried that I would drop him and someone would pick him up, but I'm no longer worried and hope that someone does actually.
Yeah, I put him on the list. I've been watching him, obviously, but
yeah.
He finally made the list this week. Anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good. I mean, Fannin's still not a fantastic play, even though he's leading the team in pretty much everything, but he is here against the Titans. He does have 15 receptions of 15 plus yards on the season, and he has at least 1 in each of the 7 games. So there should be some sort of floor here. It's just we're not going to see a ceiling outcome. Maybe even if he finds the end zone, he might need to find the end zone twice for us to truly get like a top 7 finish here. Evan Ingram takes on the Raiders this week. He's available in 72% of Yahoo leagues. He hauled in 6 of his 9 targets for 79 yards last week. A little surprising considering the rest of his time with Denver has been pretty mediocre.
Yeah. Most
of that came on a 41-yard catch and run in overtime that essentially won the game for the Broncos. Another floor play, though. I think this is probably a splash in the bucket. Ingram finished the 2024 season ranked 44th out of 45 qualifying tight ends in yards per reception, and came into last week 40th out of 47. So he's really not a yards after the catch guy.
Great.
Even with that 41-yard catch. Yeah. And the Raiders defense also sneakily ranks 2nd in tight end AFPA. So Ingram's deeper down this deep list. And if you truly need a 5th option here, I've got Mason Taylor versus the Dolphins. He had that incredible month stretch. Incredible. He had a very good month stretch in the middle of the season. Over these last 4 games, he was averaging 19 yards on 3.7 targets per game. But the Dolphins do rank 30th in tight end AFPA. So if Tyrod has another good game, Mason Taylor might be drug along. We'll see if Adonai Mitchell or John Mechie repeat some of their recent performances. If you really got to go this deep, Mason Taylor is available in 80% of leagues. So putting a bow on that and really just ranking them in order of how I want them on my team. Brenton Strange against the Colts, he's 67% available. Darren Waller gets the Jets. He is 70% available. Harold Fannin gets the Titans. He's also 67% available. Evan Ingram gets the Raiders, 62% available. And Mason Taylor gets the Dolphins, 80% available.
All right, let's get to Samuel's question here.
Oh, yeah.
Do the two of you see Brenton Strange holding more tight end value than Hunter Henry, Juwan Johnson the rest of the season? PPR.
Well, Hunter Henry does not play this week, so that's a boost.
Right. There's one thing.
Boost to Strange.
I
know I'd rather have Strange than Juwan Johnson.
Correct. Me too.
New England comes out of the bye and gets Buffalo and Baltimore. I'd probably rather just have Brenton Strange.
Yeah. Whoops. Yeah, I agree with you there. I don't know. The Jaguars are so difficult though, because they have so many different. Like they have a lot of weapons, but like they're not, you know what I mean? Like they're all
middling.
Yes. I mean, Jacoby Myers, I will say this. I have remember, yes, I think it was last week I was telling you that I, for some reason, have like 5 Jaguar receivers.
Yeah.
I just end up with, I have all of them. And this one, I sat there and I stressed about it and I ended up going with Myers and I was glad I did. He had a good game.
Yeah.
I went with Myers over Washington and I can't remember. I didn't start Strange. I forget I think I have Fannin in that league. I can't remember. But anyway, yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I think that I would go Strange there. All right.
It is hard to peg though. Yeah. I mean, is Parker Washington going to play? Is Brian Thomas Jr. just bad now?
Right now he's back. So yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to well, Lee. I don't know where Lee Ving is, but I'm doing kicker without you, Lee.
Sorry, Lee.
We don't have all day waiting for you. I'm just kidding. You might actually be here and you're just quiet. But let's get to kickers. I have 5 this week. I actually could have gone like as deep as 7, but I didn't want to.
Wow.
I figure I'd spare the folks and just talk kicker for 20 minutes because I could, but I won't. So okay, my number 1 kicker on the week is Harrison Mevis. I don't know if you saw my streaming article.
I did.
The thicker the kicker, the better. There we go. Yeah. So Harrison Mevis, we have to assume it's his job now, right? First of all, he's perfect since he's been with the Rams. The only problem is Sean McVay doesn't settle for field goals a lot. So he has a really good floor because they score, but his ceiling is not fantastic in that regard. But he is my number 1 kicker. They are on the road against the Cardinals. The reason, so it really, him and Matt Prater were pretty close. I went with kind of younger leg and weather is kind of why Mevis is over Prater. But so Mevis is on the road in Arizona. He is only 2% rostered. They are 8.5-point favorites over the Cardinals with a 28.25 team total, which is the second highest on the week slate. Then like I said, second guy here is Matt Prater. He's at home against the Bengals. Weather in Buffalo, don't know.
In December, yeah.
And Matt Prater is starting to show his age as far as his, length, strength wise. Like he's not making the longer ones that he used to be able to make. He is 40% rostered. He is right on the edge.
Right on the
the Bills are 5.5, 5.5 point home favorites with the highest team total of the week at 28.50. So those are the top 2. Then we go down a little peg here. Brandon McManus is back. He was here for a while. He's been gone for a few weeks, but he's back in the mix. He's at home against the Bears. He is 13% rostered. The Packers are 6.5 point favorites, which I kind of am surprised by that over the NFC leading team, Chicago Bears. I don't know. I'm not an odds maker, but I found that to be higher than I would think it would be.
Right.
But anyway, they are 6.5 point favorites with a 25 team total. So decent there for Brandon McManus. Then we go down to Riley Patterson. He is on the road against the Jets. So there may be some weather there, but he is only 2% rostered. He's having a good season for Miami since Jason Sanders went down. And Miami is winning right now. They've won, I think, 4 straight.
Yeah.
They are 2.5 point favorites over the Jets with a team total of 22. And then if you're truly down to the desperation mode, but I do like him still, is Jake Moody, who I think is on his 17th team for the season.
Right. Who does he even play for now?
He plays for the Washington Commanders now. He is they're in Minnesota though in a dome. He is 0% rostered. So he is literally on every single waiver wire if you need him. They are 1.5 point favorites, and their team total is 21.75. He had a good week the other night in that overtime game against Denver. And yeah, I honestly, I think this is his 3rd team this season. I know
incredible.
Yeah, but good for him, right? He's still getting a paycheck. He's just bouncing around. Why not? But yeah, so to put a nice little bow, we've got Harrison Mevis, Matt Prater, Brandon McManus, Riley Patterson, and Jake Moody. And I don't see Lee Ving. Very disappointing. Maybe Lee is out of his
no, I hope not.
Maybe he's out of contention and he doesn't care anymore about the kickers, but hopefully there are others of you out there that are in need because like we said, there are 4 teams on a bye. Very inconvenient week 14 bye situation. Like they don't care about fantasy when they do this. I'm in this FFPC Big Gorilla. I have advanced, so I'm now in the final, which is very exciting. But in a tight end premium league, I do not have George Kittle this week. I'm very unhappy about that. And Borregales. I'm actually disappointed. I have to find a new kicker. I did pick up Mevis last week just in case, so I do have him. I knew, but at the same time I didn't. So right now I'm predicted to lose by like 20 against my opponent. Yeah, it's rough, but we'll see. I have led wire to wire. I have been in first place this entire season, and I won this past week. So hopefully, I forgot his name. Lizard Gizzard something or other. If you're out there listening, I'm excited for this week's matchup. Anyway, what do we have for defenses, Justin?
Not the Lizard Gizzard. We've got.
That's a band, by the way. I don't know.
King.
Yeah, King. Yes, exactly. I know, and that's not the name of this guy's team at all. I think it does
Maybe
have
it's the guy from that band.
No, I believe the team has the word lizard in it, so I just went that route. I'm glad you've actually heard of the band because as soon as it came out of my mouth, I was like, oh God. He's gonna be like, where did you come up with that? But it is a band. All right, defenses.
Defense is looking, I think, pretty good, which is, famous last words. Leading off, we've got the Bucks against the Saints. The Saints have allowed the second most schedule adjusted fantasy points to opposing DSTs. And the last time these two faced off, I believe it might have been week 4. The Bucks scored 26 fantasy points. The Bucks defense scored 26 fantasy points. They had 5 sacks and 4 turnovers. That was Spencer Rattler, I believe, but I don't know that Tyler Shuck is necessarily leaps and bounds over that. And they still have the same offensive line, if more injured. So Bucks are available in 72% of leagues. Going way below that, we have the Tennessee Titans defense, which I'm sure no one's really thought about playing all season long. They're available in 96% of leagues.
Well, 4% of people have thought about them, bro.
Yeah, 4% of people have thought about it at least. They do go to Cleveland. As we talked about with Buffalo, it's the time of the year where the weather is probably going to be crappy. We can just hang our hat on it. It's in Cleveland. The game has a 33.5 point total, which is among the lowest you'll ever see in an NFL game.
That's crazy. That's only 3 points more than the Rams.
Like the Rams?
Or the Rams team total, yeah.
Yeah. So they're expecting a pretty sloppy game, and with Cam Ward versus Shedeur Sanders, we should probably also expect a very sloppy game. Shedeur set a career high by completing 64% of his passes last week, but he also took 3 sacks and only mustered 149 yards as the Browns scored 8 points against the 49ers. Opposing DSTs have averaged 11 fantasy points a game against Cleveland since their week 9 bye. So even if you don't love the Titans defense, it doesn't really matter. They're still a good click. Continuing on, we've got the Dolphins against another poor.
You're frozen.
Rostered.
Right. Oh, you're back. You were frozen.
Sorry. Yeah.
You were frozen.
Yeah, we did a little reload there.
Okay.
Look like the Dolphins defense has now racked up 33 points over their last 3 games. And although 2 of those were against the Saints and the Marcus Mariota Commanders, the third one was against the Bills. These teams have faced off already, though it was with Jalen Phillips on the roster in Miami. They did have a massive 54.3% pressure rate in that first matchup, and that was the highest mark in the league. Yeah, in week 4, not week 14. They'll have it again in week 14. And finally, if you are not able to get all those guys, the Commanders head to Minnesota, take on the Vikings. In the 5 games since Carson Wentz went down, Vikings quarterbacks have combined for 11 interceptions and 15 sacks taken, while the team has averaged 13.8 real-life points per game, including that goose egg with Max Brosmer in Week 13. We're still not clear on J.J. McCarthy's status for the week, but it's not likely to matter. To put a bow on those 4 defenses, the Bucks 28% roster taking on the Saints, the Titans 4% roster taking on the Browns, the Dolphins at 20% roster are taking on the Jets, and the Commanders at 6% rostered are taking on the Vikings.
Like it. Sounds good. Whew. We're there. All right. We did it. Doesn't look like anyone has any other questions. So we are, look at us, right at about 30 minutes, which is the aim for the podcast. Yeah. So look at us go. Thank you all for joining us. As always, if you have any other questions, you can hit Justin and I up. Please feel free to check out, or please do go check out all of the articles on 444. My dead weight dropped this morning. My kicker, Justin, has a stash article that is out yet? Not out yet?
No, we're done.
Oh, we're done with stashes. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's
No stash.
no more stashes.
But you can hit me up and I can tell you if
Hopefully you
should
have
stash someone.
stashed. I have a gearing up for the playoffs article that should be out this afternoon, which should have all the stashes and all the things that you need to get ready for the playoffs. And yeah, everything else that's always there. We will be here for the next few weeks until we'll ride this whole thing out with you guys. Thanks for joining us. Everyone have a lovely Tuesday.